Have you ever wondered why there are so many different kinds of churches and different kinds of Christians? What's the difference between, say, an Anglican Christian, the Church of England, and a Baptist like me? Why are there differences between Catholics and the Methodist Church, for example? What about the United Reformed Church, Pentecostal churches like the Assemblies of God, but why are there all these different churches? Why are there all these different people who all call themselves Christians and who actually believe the same things, but seem to do church in really different ways? Why is this? Well, rather than thinking that one of them might be right and the others might be wrong, we have to think about Christianity in quite a different way. Christianity is about following a person called Jesus Christ. And it's not just about following him and, praying to him and, learning about him. It's also about trying to live like him. Jesus said that he wanted us to be his disciples, and a disciple does the things that their teacher did. So Christians want to do the things that Jesus did. But here's the catch, here's the issue. Jesus did a lot of things, a lot of different things. He practiced all of these different ways of life. And this helps us to explain why you have different churches and churches who do things in different ways. Because different churches have developed different traditions that prioritize certain things that Jesus did. There's a great book on this, and we're going through a series at church at the moment. It's by a guy called Richard Foster. It's called Streams of Living Water, and it's about essential practices from the 6 great traditions of Christian faith. And he says that these 6 traditions are practiced all by Jesus, but to different extents throughout church history and by different branches of the church, what we sometimes call denominations. So he talks about the holiness tradition, living the right way, and that's a fairly common theme across many branches of the church. He also talks about the contemplative tradition, and this is about often reflective, prayerful meditation using similar words and routines to connect with God. And you'll find a lot of that in the Catholic and the Anglican tradition. He also talks about the charismatic tradition, which is about being filled with the Holy Spirit. And you'd find that practiced a great deal in the church I'm part of, and also in Pentecostal churches. What about social justice? Foster writes about the social justice tradition, feeding the poor, caring for people in need. And if you looked at a Salvation Army church, or some other traditions of church, churches running food banks and all of these things, you would see that tradition practiced. And here's the thing, these are all things that Jesus practiced. Jesus fed the poor. Jesus was concerned with holiness. Jesus was filled with the Holy Spirit and used the gifts. And all of the other traditions that are talked about in this book. But as humans, we should practice all of these traditions ourselves, and we should try to. It's why I like this book. If you're a Christian, you want to know more about a well-rounded faith, check this book out. But sometimes groups of us get together and we say, do you know what? We are all really passionate about this particular tradition. And we gather around it and we practice it maybe more than the others. And so you get churches that prioritize this tradition over those ones. Is it wrong? Well, it's not perfect, but just think about watching a film. If you were watching a film and you could be watching the same film with a different group of people, and there are all these actors in the film, and each person sitting there will think a different actor was the best one. They might all like a different character in the story. They might all like different things about the film. And it's the same with the Christian life, with the way of Jesus. We're meant to have all of these traditions going on in our lives. But actually, we're human and we tend to often pick our favourite and align with that more than others. So, I hope that this has been helpful for you in understanding why there are different Christian denominations and different churches and different ways of practicing Christianity. There have been less great reasons in history why churches have split and divided and really disagreed about important facts of what it is to follow Jesus. But a lot of the time, in all honesty, we get on really well in spite of our differences. We just prioritize following Jesus in slightly different ways. And I think that's okay. So today I want to pray for all of the churches that are not like mine in this world and for those that are, and just ask that God will use us to make this world a better place. God bless you. The Lord be with you. I'll see you soon.